burpees are an amazing exercise. The only problem is most people can't do burpees. Well, I'm going to take you through 5 steps in order to build the strength, flexibility, balance, and coordination in order to be able to do burpees with good form. So follow along, okay? Step number 1, high chair burpee walkout. So all you need is a nice chair like this, nice and sturdy. Make sure it's not going to slide around on you, okay? What you're going to do is step back just a little, like maybe a foot or so. Put your hands on the chair, walk your feet back, squeeze your core and your glutes, walk your feet forward, stand up and reach those arms overhead. Again, so it's step back, glutes and core, step forward, arms overhead. Really simple, right? Now, if you can do 10 of these, then go to the next step. Step 2 is the low chair burpee walkout. So, same chair, but this time don't do it on the back, do it on the bottom. It looks like this. You're gonna bring your feet nice and wide, hands come down on the chair. If you need to turn your hands out for your wrist comfort, that's totally fine as well. Step back into the plank position, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the core, step forward, press into the heels, hinge to the hips, stand up nice and tall, okay? We really wanna focus on using a hip extension here. You wanna feel this in your glutes as you stand up. Again, walk back, tight plank, glutes core, walk forward, press into the heels, use the glutes to extend the hips, arms come overhead. Now, if you can do 10 low chair burpee walkouts, go to the next step. All right, step 3 is called the burpee walkout. This is the biggest step that you're gonna have to master because it's gonna involve a lot more flexibility in your hamstrings, okay? So, feet nice and wide, toes turned outward like this. This is really important to do this stance as we start every burpee walkout and eventually as we start every burpee. Hands come down to the ground, and what you're gonna try to do is focus on keeping your tailbone to the top of your head as flat as possible, okay? You're gonna try to bring your hands all the way down to the ground, walk your feet back just like we did before, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the core, walk your feet forward, back into that wider stance. Now shift the weight back to your heels, flatten the back, extend the hips, and come up nice and tall. Now it's really important to practice these burpee walkouts, slow and controlled, trying to keep the back flat, focusing on the core and the glutes right there, resetting the posture right here, real important, pushing the weight back to the heels, coming up, nice flat back, and pressing through the heels and extending the hips as we do this movement, okay? So practice this one slow and controlled. You're gonna need a lot more flexibility and control for this one, but once you can do 10 reps with good form, then go to the next step. All right, the next step is called the speed burpee. So same stance, wide stance, toes outward. We're gonna bring the hands to the ground the same way we did with the burpee walkout, only this time we're gonna jump the feet out to the plank position. So it looks like this. Hands down, jump the feet out, glutes and core. Now jump the feet forward, and here's the mistake most people make. They do this. They bring their feet forward, they bring their knees forward. Most people don't have the flexibility or the knee strength to do this. Don't do this, okay? Instead, from the plank, jump your feet back to their start position, shift the weight to the heels, flat back, stand up, reach your arms overhead, and you can practice at this slow pace initially. Now, once you're able to do this with good form, slowly, you can speed up this step right here. Looks like this. Hands down, jump back, jump forward, stand, and you can even add a hop at the top, right? So down, back, forward, hop at the top, okay? Once you can do 10 speed burpees, go to the next step. All right, the last step before going to the actual burpee is called the kneeling burpee. So same thing, wide stance, toes turned outward, hands come down, flat back, jump it out into a push-up position. Now here, drop the knees, keep the glutes tight, bring the elbows towards the ribs, touch the chest to the ground, press into the ground, lock the legs, jump it back, shift your weight, stand up, nice and tall like that. Now I'm doing it real slow so that you can kind of get the motion, but eventually what this looks like is this. Hands down, back, knees down, chest, up, jump, back to the top position, okay? Once you get 10 of these, then you can go to the good old-fashioned burpee. Lift the knees off the ground and do it with a full push-up. So there you have it. 5 steps to take you from not being able to do a burpee to being able to do a burpee with perfect form in a way that makes your body feel amazing. So practice these steps, and I promise you won't be disappointed once you're able to do that full burpee.